The duel, please include that you are, as you get priority over people who have already done it. Does anyone want to duel? Ulana, are you a fresh prog for the entire instance or just the duel? Okay, then you will be our duelist. It's okay if you mess up. We have literally never had a successful duelist on our runs, so you can either break that streak or follow tradition. Ulana, which party are you in? You're in party B. So you will be my slime's perception. Do I have a volunteer to lead golems for me? I see Carter's over there, I see Lorian's over there. Okay.
Alright, I'll do it. I'm going to disappear for another 30 seconds, switching my Wi-Fi, but I should be fine.
Okay. Do I have volunteers to use Rend armor? I need 2 melee DPS. We'll teach you to use Percept, all that stuff. You can start in Perception plus Excellence to make the duel easier. I can link you a quick guide to the duel. Hey, I see Blue Typhoon and Holston Weiss. So Rend 1 will be Blue Typhoon, and 2 will be Holstein. I do need a Golem's Preceptor, a Trinity Avowed Preceptor, and a Minnow Preceptor. You will just slot them in before the respective boss. Or in, yeah, you'll just slot them in before the boss. I do need volunteers for Perception. I'm gonna once again remind people. Hey, Shion is Golem Percept. I see Max Payne, you will be my Minnow Percept. And Chester, you will be my Trinity Avowed Percept. All this means is that you will need a Lost Perception in your holster to pop before the respective boss. We do not have anyone who would need Bubble. Do I have a volunteer for Flare Star? Ideally a Black Mage. Let's see, Rhiannon. Okay, perfect, you have another caster. You got it. Do I have someone who would like to bring Banish for the Bojin Phantom? Leon can bring Banish, perfect. Okay, finally, do I have anyone who would like to volunteer to be a physical or magical battery for mimic chaining? Alrone, you will be my Trinity Avowed. Do I have anyone else who would like to bring excellence in order to mimic chain?
Would you not want him to be QG?
Oh wait, we do
Duelist?
have a duelist. That is true. Yeah, I'll make them QG. I usually prioritize TA since that's where we re-up actions anyways.
Yep.
I see you, Lao. They will be my Trinity Avowed. Okay, I guess we don't have any other volunteers for batteries, so I'm gonna go ahead and finalize this roster. Please use this time to go ahead and check in the runs thread. I'm gonna go ahead and link it again several times in DRS chat. Please click into that. That is where all posts about this run will be happening from me from now on. Hey Trusty, if you want to do that. Perfect. Trusty, what are you? Physical or magical?
They are unphysical.
Okay, perfect. You will be my queen battery. Oh, we do actually have a full 3 batteries. What this means is that, if you are a physical DPS, instead of bringing a backup Font of Power and Banner of Honored Sacrifice, you can instead bring a Mimic for all fights. You can employ one of the advanced holsters I have in my AnyProg holsters, which do show Mimic chaining loadouts. In addition, if you're wondering how to Mimic chain, there's a quick graphic to help you out. I'm gonna give this last slot a little bit to fill. Let me just make sure it's not blocked. In the meantime, let me go over some stuff about DRS that may help you if you are new and blind to it. First of all, in DRS, all death is a little bit harder to resolve. You may be used to just being able to res whenever progging a savage fight, or just being able to reset if people die. In DRF, if you die, there are only a few ways to get you back up. The most important is the re-raise buff. It has a 70% chance if gained with the resistance re-raiser item, or 80% with the loss re-raise action, to get you back up and alive if you die. You should at all points have one of these on. You should at all points have a re-raiser on, as it will drastically increase your odds of making it through the encounter. If you do run out, usually there are some players bringing a lost re-raise action to give you, but I would not rely on it. Additionally, there are a couple other ways, namely healers with the pure essence of the divine using Lost to Rise. This is a 10% chance to work for every cast of it. So it is very likely that healers will go through 2 or 3 trays of Lost to Rise before they actually get you up. Additionally, players can use Lost Sacrifice to get you up, but this is not as recommended. Finally, there's the Healer LB3 from a healer or from Dynamis Dice. This will pick everyone back up, for healers in their party, and for Dynamis Dice, everyone within 15 y'all. Please at all times have a re-raiser on, and don't worry about your damage as much as you worry about living. While this content does have strict damage requirements, you do 0 damage while you're alive, even if you do very little when you are... Sorry, you do 0 damage when you're dead, even if you do very little when you're alive, that is still a gain. Additionally, just like in Delubrum Normal, there is a mechanic that hinders you whenever you get hit by a mechanic that is dodgeable. Instead of simply taking a damage down or dying, you will get a Thrice Come Ruin. This Thrice Come Ruin, once you have 3 stacks of it, will give you an uncleansable doom. Eventually this turns into a Twice Come Ruin, which affects you after only 2 failed mechanics. Once again, it is of utmost importance that you focus on doing mechanics first and damage second. Also, if we do happen to wipe where everyone is dead or it is unrecoverable, we will have to re-instance. That means we will need a new Pure Essence and a new re-raiser to pop. Every single time we wipe, that's gonna happen, and this may happen a couple times throughout the barracks first encounter. So please make sure you have backup Pure Essences and re-raisers. With all of that said, I'm gonna ask that people make sure they have the required lost actions. All tanks should have at least 1 ether shield in their bag. Please talk with your other tank about who is bringing the second ether shield and who is going to use it primarily. Additionally, healers need a Steel Sting or Spellforge. If you are comfortable solo healing, then please bring both and use them both. If you are solo healing and you are not comfortable solo healing, please ask your Cure 4 caster to bring it for you. I believe there are only 3 parties that are solo healing, so please go ahead and talk it out among your healers who's bringing Steel Sting, who is bringing Spellforge. If you are the only caster in your party, you are the Cure 4 caster, and if you are the only physical range in your party, you are the Dervish. If there are 2 Cure 4 casters, either you can both bring it, or one person can work out who's bringing it, and the other who is bringing damage. Additionally, if you are the Dervish and there are 2 physical range DPS in your party, you can consider bringing Dervish on both of you. If used every 60 seconds, alternating, it will have a 100% uptime. Okay, that has been a lot, but it basically boils down to, please read my holsters, please bring what is necessary, ask your healer who is using Steel Sting, who is using Spellforge. At this time, I'm going to do a ready check. If you have all your actions, please say yes to this ready check. If you need a little bit more time to get them, please hold up.
Oh, Paul, this was the first time I'd actually looked at your holsters, and I was like, oh, these look really familiar.
Yeah, they're basically, I kind of pseudo-copied Graf's holsters.
Oh,
Updated them to be
okay.
more in line.
Oh, so, fun fact, you and I, Graf and I must have just copied them from Lynn, because I copied mine from Lynn, and these look just like mine.
Yeah. Okay, we are all ready. At this time, go ahead and go to your Lost Finds cache. Put a blood rage, don't put a blood rage necessarily. Put whatever your starting actions are for your role. For me, that is blood rage fop. For a dervish, fizz range, it may be excellence fop or dervish fop. bring whatever your starting actions are on the holsters. Additionally, please put in a pure essence and a re-raiser. If you look in the bottom right corner of your Lost Finds cache, you'll notice there's a little save set button. You can save that as your preload. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and queue us in. Please make sure you are tapped into the game and accepting this. Perfect, we are inside. Once we are in, once you have loaded in, watch your cutscene if you have it, then open your Lost Finds holster, use a new Pure Essence and Re-Raiser. Additionally, please pop a new set of actions. You may have actions already slotted, but we want a full set of charges for our action. If you're not bringing a lot of damage as a tank, you can consider bringing stuff like Lost Fauna skill to solo the tank busters, though only one person needs that. You can also bring actions like Sacrifice to get healers back up. Our Golem Preceptor currently, according to my roster, is our is Shion. So Shion, please confirm that you have Perception slotted at the start. So please make sure you do not touch either of the glowing pads. Do not approach the glowing pads. Go to the Lost Finds cache and load up a full set of actions. If you are rank 25 with a completed quest, let me holster that for you. You will have 99 space. Please go ahead and load that up with useful actions for your role. So what I'd recommend, Ulana, is to start in the Perception and Excellence. The Excellence will let you do more damage on the duel as well as cheese mechanics. And the Perception is necessary to even get into the duel. Let me see where I put these. Oh, I got rid of them. Yep. Once you have filled out your holsters to 99 weight, and you have your Pure Essence and Re-Raiser active, please go to the waymark for your party. A through D are for A through D, 3 is for E, and 4 is for F. First of all, if you fail the duel, then you are dead, and you'll have no way of getting back to the party. However, you can mimic an Excellence right now off of someone who already has it slotted. For example, Alrone, if you want to mark yourself, does have Excellence Bond of Power for any physical DPS. That is Fizz ranged and melee.
Hey, sorry for interrupting, but basically, all right. So I'm Chester. I'm bringing Percept for TA. This is my first time though. Should I have that in my holster or equipped already?
You should have that in your holster. So everyone should have their basic pre-pop except for a couple of people. Blue Typhoon and Holstein are bringing the Rind armor loadouts. Ulana and Shion will be starting with Perception in their holster, and Ulana will be keeping it until after Trinity Seeker before the duel.
Perfect.
Chester and Max Payne, you can have that in your holsters, ready to pop.
Ready.
Renayon is also bringing the Flare Star loadout, and Shion will be bringing our Banish in their holster.
Whenever I bring it with me, should I replace Lost Dervish or Fawn of Power with it?
You can overwrite Lost Dervish. I would bring a backup Dervish to replace that, as you will
Perfect.
need it for the final boss.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay, once you are back at your markers, please do a quick sanity check on your fellow party members. Make sure everyone is in a pure essence and everyone has a re-raiser active. Please also sanity check people's actions. If you don't understand why someone has something, please ask them. Either you or they will learn something. Go ahead and check your Lost Finds holsters. Make sure they are full to 99. You should have a full 99 weight in your holsters. Once everyone is back on your marker with sane actions and essences, please do a ready check.
Just one
If you're
note, my XIV just crashed. I'm coming right back in.
Okay. So, in DRS, before we can actually fight the first real boss, Trinity Seeker, there is a barracks encounter where we must split in half. The parties on the T3 and 4-way marks will be dropping down to the Golem side that is straight in front of them, and the parties on A, B, and C will be going to the Slime side, which is right in front of them. We are separated. We will be separated, and we will be having to split 24 and 24. I will not be able to know what goes on Golem's side, so that it probably be led by Carter Valentine.
Aye.
Please make sure if you are in parties D and F, you are listening to them. If you are in A, B, and C, you'll be listening to me, unfortunately. Call Slime side, and if you know me, I would be concerned about that. But everything's gonna be great, everything's gonna be fine. When your parties are fully ready, please say so in Yell Chat. Please make sure to do a ready check once everyone in your party has a pure sense, a re-raiser, and sane action. I have a fun little habit while I'm waiting of clicking around and checking people. And if I see someone without a pure essence or a re-raiser, I will be very disappointed. I see that parties B and C is ready.
E is ready, D is ready.
Party. Okay, perfect. Just waiting on parties A and F. Let me know when you are ready. That is all parties reporting ready. At this time, please ensure your holster is at 99 or 80 weight. And then drop down on your respective sides. A, B, and C are going straight down, as are D, E, and F. Go straight, take the jump pad straight ahead of you. If you're on the Golem side, that is in parties D and F, please drop down one voice channel to DRS East, where Carter will be helping you out. The only people in this voice chat should be parties A, B, and C. I'm gonna give them a second to filter out. So, everyone in parties A, B, and C, you should be in here. If you're in D and F, please leave the voice channel at this time. I'm gonna put down some markers. Please step away from them, as these are necessary for setup. At this time, can I please have a tank on the 1, 2, 3, and 4 waymarks? I need a tank on each of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Any tank can do this. I just need one tank in each room. Perfect. In addition, can I have a tank on A and B? Excellent. I'm gonna go ahead and mark the tanks with 1 through 4. At this time, can I please have a healer with each of these tanks? I need one healer on each tank. Can I please have a healer step onto the 2-way marker? Or wait, we don't have an extra healer on them. So, Mez, you are going to be the pseudo-healer for Robia. Perfect, thank you. When I say healers, Mez, you are included in that. You are, the pseudo-healer for the 2-way mark. Finally, can I please have the DPS split evenly between 1 through 4? Everyone else, please split evenly between 1 through 4. 1 and 2 need a little more love. If everyone not on a marker could please go to 1 and 2. Alron, go to 1, and perfect. Could I have a Renanon please go to the 3 marker for me? And that should be about good. 4 has 3 DPS, that's plenty. No, 4 actually has 4. At this time, if you are a tank, please make sure your tank stats are on. They do get turned off every time we enter the instance. This is cringe synced content. Okay, I'm gonna start at Golems. I'm gonna start Slime's explanation. I hope I'm not about to start Golem's explanation. So first of all, I will be doing primal slimes for anyone who is used to crystal strategies, so please pay attention if you are not used to primal slimes. So, welcome to the slimes encounter. This is an encounter with many moving pieces, and small mistakes can easily lead to failure, so please make sure you are attentive and paying attention through the entire process. Our goal in the slimes encounter is to have a slime with 5 stacks of an HP up buff die on each of these pads in the rooms. This amounts to 6 total of the viscous clots that drop in the middle of the hallway. These are also referred to as green slimes, and that's what I'll be calling them the rest of the time. If you are colorblind, those are the viscous clots. These viscous clots will fuse with each other if they are kept near each other and allowed to cast fusion. Our goal is to get them up to 4 stacks and then have a healer hold 1 extra. We will then cause them to use Rupture at the same time, killing them all at the same time. Yep, Mog, you are pretty much, that's basically what we're doing. I'm gonna go over our basic strategy. So, we are going to be doing primal slimes. This is also known as the 3-2-1 strategy. We're gonna be having the tanks pull most of their own slimes, with the healers only pulling the final one. An example callout will be something like, Tank 1, grab your 3 slimes, Tank 2, get ready. What that means is that Tank 1 is gonna go out into the middle of the hallway, pick up their 3 green slimes that just dropped. and then pull them back to their room onto the pad to fuse. At that time, Tank 2 can stand in the doorway getting ready to pull theirs. Ideally, there should be no one standing in the middle of the hallway except for the tank pulling their own slimes. If you are a DPS, you are going to be inside the rooms, killing any red slimes that spawn. At certain points throughout the encounter, there will be sanguine clots dropping from the ceiling. DPS, your job is to tether them by attacking them, pull them back to the far corners of your rooms, and then kill them. Very simple. Ideally, as long as we pay attention to calls, everything will be called out for you except for the red slimes. So DPS, as soon as you see a red slime in your room, please pick it up and kill it. If you are the hallway tank, so that is myself and Mitsu, you will be the north and south hallway tanks. You'll be standing at the north and the south of the hallways, and you'll be aggroing the Boshan soldiers that spawn. These Boshan soldiers will do an AoE that gives ruin stacks and knocks away slimes, so it's very important these don't get to go into the rooms. Finally, there are explosive traps in each of the rooms potentially. Can I have our preceptor, who should be our duelist today, please come follow me. I'm going to teach you how to pre-percept these rooms. So you can go ahead and use a perception in this corner. You can't fall off, don't worry. Did you get a text that there's a trap nearby? Yes, so that means there's a trap in the 3 room. That is the southwest 3 room. Now you can come over to this one, come to the middle pillar, and percept here. So you can sense a concealed trap nearby? No, okay. That means there's a trap in one of the 2 northern rooms as well. Finally, there's always an explosive trap in the middle of the hallway. Explosive traps will just one-shot you unless you're a tank who really knows what they're doing. So please ensure you are avoiding them. We are not going to be popping traps. There is also 1 poison trap in addition to the 2 explosive traps that will simply give you a very heavy bleed that needs to be SN'd or cured with an antidote. So let me go over the basic idea one more time. The tanks are each going to pull their first 3 slimes. So I'll say tank 1 grab theirs, then tank 2, then tank 3, then tank 4. Please make sure you are keeping the markers above your heads. I think that might be harder doing, but... Okay. So yeah, the tanks are all going to grab their first 3 slimes in order 1, 2, then 3, then 4. And then the tanks are going to grab 2 more slimes. You're going to walk back to the doorway and use your range attack and provoke to grab 2 slimes out of the middle. You will not be grabbing 3 slimes, you will only grab 2 of them. Tank 1 will grab the first 2. Tank 2 will then wait for another set to drop. Once another set drops, tanks 2 and 3 will both grab 2 of them. Then tank 4 will grab theirs. Once that is done, all healers have to do is grab 1 more slime each and pull it back to their tank. Once that is done, please ensure you are not pulling it directly to the tank, just pull it into your room so that the tanks can pull it back to you. Once all rooms have a slime that has been fused with 4 others, in addition to a green slime held on the side, I will call for tanks to target their slimes. I will give a countdown of 3, 2, 1, provoke. At that time, you will use provoke, pull the slime through the middle of your slime on the pad, and then wait for them to fuse. Once they are fusing, everyone is going to run to this far corner. Let me put that in Yell chat. You're going to run to that far corner, as that is far enough to outrange the AoEs of Rupture. Once the slime is at 5 stacks of its HP buff, that means it has absorbed 5 other slimes. It will cast Rupture. This will give anyone nearby a ruin stack, which at 3 of them will kill them. Our basic goal is to get all of them to use Rupture at the same time on the pads and die at the same time. Are there any questions on the slime side? I know it sounds like a lot, I kind of went in circles, but at this time, please ask any questions in Yell Chat. No, you will not be pulling the slimes for your tank. Your tank will be pulling almost all of the slimes for themselves. At this time, parties, please run ready checks. Please communicate and yell once that ready check is ready. If you have any questions, please say no to that ready check and ask them. Yes, no. So if you pull 3, you're going to get a green slime with 2 stacks, right? Then if you pull 2 more, that slime will be at 4 stacks. So then you'll have a slime at 4 stacks, which is 1 away from using Rupture. The healer is going to bring that last one towards you for you to provoke at the same time as all other tanks. Nope. So no, ruin stacks do not disappear until the end of the fight in Savage. Or until death. I see parties A and C ready. Let me know when party B is ready. B is ready, okay? At this time, please go ahead and activate tank stances. One last time, please make sure your carbuncles, dance partners, cardias are set. Please use raid food. Raid food gives you a little bit of extra damage that'll help you kill those red slimes. Red Preceptor, I'm gonna open the door just a little bit before the countdown goes off. Please precept the middle, then the north rooms, then the south rooms. Tanks, you should not use any self-healing during this encounter. Stuff like Brutal Shell if you're building gauge is okay, but please make sure you are not using stuff like, Shake It Off or whatever. Go ahead. Preceptor, come up here and precept the middle. Tank 1, get ready. Tank 1, pull your 3 slimes, pull them to your room. Ulana, come into this room. DPS, please go to your rooms. Okay, there's a poison in the south. Tank 2, pick up your slimes, pull them to your room. Tank 3, get ready. Tank 3, pick up your 3 slimes, pull them to your room. Tank 4, get ready. Tank 4, pick up your 3 green slimes, pull them to your room. Tank 1, get ready. Tank 1, you're gonna be pulling 2 slimes. Tank 1, pull 2 green slimes. Tank 2 and 3, get ready. Tanks 2 and 3, get ready. 2 and 3, pull 2 each, do not fight over slimes. Tank 4, get ready. Tank 4, get ready. Tank 4, pick up 2 slimes. All healers, please get ready. All healers, please get ready. You're going to be taking 1 slime each. Use Dosis or your single target TCD. Do not use a dot. Pull it back over to your rooms and do not fight over aggro. The 1 room missing their slime. Okay, perfect. All rooms are at 4 stacks and holding 1. At this time, please target your slimes and provoke them in 3, 2, 1, now. Target and pull your slime through the big green slime. Please wait until they are both casting fusion. Room 4 is waiting on a fusion. Please run out through the north once that fusion is happening. That might be okay. Please run out to the north towards where I flagged. Run all the way into the far corner. Healers, if you see someone falling behind, please rescue them. If you see someone falling behind, please rescue them. This might be okay, we'll see. It's gonna be close. No, it's over. Okay, at this time, please, At this time, please walk up to this big green slime and give him a hug. Turn off your pure essences. You can right-click them off so you die faster. Go ahead and come into the northwest room with me. The one room. Walk up over to it and gather around the explosive trap. Do not walk in. We're gonna hold hands around this. Go ahead and walk into the explosive trap now. If you do re-raise, please use another action so you can be hit sooner. There's a large red slime. You can also gather up around the explosive trap in the middle of the hallway. Your slime probably didn't because it just fused. That's my bad. I should have waited a second. Go ahead and gather around the explosive trap. And walk in. Beautiful. If you died in re-raise, make sure to use other actions so you can die faster. Yeah, there's a little bit of a cooldown before slimes can fuse again, once it uses fusion. So we do kind of have to wait a second. That is my bad. This is literally my second time leading slimes, so... That is not something I thought about. That is my bad. We're just waiting on everyone to die. Once you are dead, please click the leave button. That should be in front of you. You're gonna be sent back outside, and we're gonna have to go back in again. At this time, you can go ahead and go to your Lost Finds cache. Make sure you have another Pure Essence and a Re-Raiser. Go to that cache, load up another Pure Essence and Re-Raiser. You should have saved that set. You can load that back up and get ready to go back in. You should not need to use any actions, as you shouldn't have needed any for slimes and golems. If you did use any actions, please load up another set, as we do want a full 10 charges. I'm gonna go ahead and queue us in. Please make sure you are tabbed in to accept this. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my food real quick. Okay, I am back. Hello, please make sure to pop a new Pure Essence Re-Raiser. Once you have a Pure Essence and Re-Raiser, reload your Lost Finds holster to 99 weight. Once you've done that, you can feel free to drop down. Please buddy check each other. Make sure you have all your stuff ready. Okay, we're gonna do the same exact thing as last time. Tinks, please put the markers above your heads. We're gonna do the same thing, except I'm gonna give you time to actually let the slimes fuse. At this point, that was literally just my bad. You guys did perfect. Just remember not to use any lost actions, and we should be good. Go ahead and run ready checks. If you have any questions, please ask them. You guys did perfect. I see A is ready, B is ready, just waiting on C ready. At this time, please go ahead and turn on your tank stances. They did get turned off. This is cringe content. Please store pre-percept. Once you've done that, please communicate in yell. Just let me know in yell chat which are unsafe. Okay, southwest, middle, and in one of the two north rooms are unsafe. I'm gonna ask you percept middle, then the 1 room, then the 2 room, then the 3 room, or then the 4 room. Okay, sorry. Rooms 4, middle, and then 1 or 2. Those are unsafe. Once again, please percept mid, and then percept the north rooms, then percept the 4th room. Please be careful entering your rooms until they are percepted. I'm gonna go ahead and let them know the CD is starting. Literally all we need to do is the same thing as last time, except I call better. So, let's run it back. Once again, please have your tank stances on, your carbuncles, cardias, dance partners set. Go ahead and percept right here. Tank 1, pick up your slimes, pull them to your room. Percept northwest first. Explosive poison trap in the south. Tank 2, get ready. Tank 2, pick up your 3 slimes, pull them to your room. Tank 3, get ready. DPS to your rooms. DPS, you can walk into... Tank 3, pick up your slimes, pull them to your room. Tank 4, get ready. Tank 4, pick up your 3 slimes, pull them to your room. Tank 1, get ready. Tank 1, pick up 2 slimes and pull them to your room. Tanks 2 and 3, get ready. Tanks 2 and 3, get ready. Tanks 2 and 3, pick up 2 slimes each. Do not fight over aggro. Tank 4, please pick up 1 slime. That is not good. Let me try and get that slime off of you. I think you have an extra slime. Yeah, let me just pull that off you. Healers, please pick up 1 slime each. Pick up 1 slime each, healers. Please hold them in the corners of your rooms. Healers pick up 1 each. Do all healers have 1 each? I'm gonna give about 10 seconds, then give a countdown. Kimmy, let's see. Have you not fused yet? Please pick up 1 more slime then. We're gonna let that fuse. Tanks, please do not use self-healing. Please do not use self-healing. Okay, I'm gonna give it another about 5 seconds, and then ask tanks to target their slimes. Go and target your slimes now. Target your slimes, and in 3, 2, 1, provoke. Provoke the green slime through the middle. Once your slimes are fusing, please run out to the north, towards the flagged location. Please also give me a benediction whenever you get the chance. Run out, healers, if you see someone behind, please rescue them. You can build gauge off of the enemies that are walking towards us, but get tight into the corner. Get tight into the corner. Okay, very nice job. At this time, ensure no one is dead in your parties. Once you've done that, please take the jump pad up. Sorry, I misspoke. I meant for healers to grab one.
Was that intentionally late rupture call?
Kind of. I didn't call it until we got all the way to the corner. But also we did have an issue where one of the tanks,
Okay.
I miscalled to pick up 1 instead of 2.
Okay.
Okay, at this time, please go pick up your personal spoils. They are, as in their name, personal. I cannot pick them up for you. You must grab them yourself. They contain fragments for pure essences. That is the most sustainability you will ever get out of this content, by the way. That's the most you're getting back.
We love the arrest.
Please make sure you grab your personal spoils, as once again, they are personal. I cannot grab them for you. Okay, at this time, can I please have our main tank? That should be Stern. Please step in front. You are getting the ignore 1 marker. Do I have 2 tanks who are willing to be the off tanks? Okay, Carter and Kimmy. Yeah, that works. I was just gonna do this.
That, yeah.
Carter and Kimmy, you will be stepping up front when I call for special tanks to get in front. Carter, you're also gonna be back up for if Stern dies.
Yep.
And I will be back up for if Carter dies. At this time, please turn off your stances. All stances off except for Stern. Stern is the only one who needs their stance on. Okay, so Trinity Seeker. This boss is very fast, and that's kind of all that's special about it. It's very similar to normal mode. I'm just gonna explain how I call Fourfold Mercy. Everything else will be explained in calls. For Fourfold Mercy, I will call it Boss Relative. That means based on how the boss is facing. I'll tell you to get to the front, back, left, or right. That is of the boss, not of the arena. If there's a complex pattern that I can't necessarily call, I will use markers or something like in and out out. When I say in and out out, I mean towards the arena. In is towards the center, out is towards the wall. After that, this is where we start using lost actions. Lost actions are big damage buffs. Please make sure you are using them. In addition, if you do die and you re-raise, please pop a new re-raiser. Please make sure you pop a new re-raiser if you die and are revived. If you die in the death wall, please make sure you walk out of the death wall before popping a new re-raiser. If that re-raiser procs, you can walk out of the death wall, you'll have a special transcendence. As Florian says, you can in fact have them on your hotbar for easier access. Other than that, shell is not necessary, bubble is not necessary. We have a lot of HP from the pure essences, so those are not needed. As a reminder, do not greed. This encounter is very fast and is the #1 reason why vets might still bring re-raisers. So please make sure you are not greeding, and if you die, don't feel too bad. I've literally lost rank 1 to deaths on this. Once you're ready, please come step up to the C waymark. Once you are ready, step up to the C waymark. It's also a good idea to have raid potions on your hotbar to use during combat. They are a big damage buff that we will want to use. Go ahead and make sure you have a food on. It gives you a damage buff and an HP buff. Finally, one thing I do want to mention is the buff cap. Inside DRS, there are only so many buffs that can be applied to your character, and half those slots are taken up just by what is forced on you. So please make sure you are not using too many defensive buffs, especially if you're something like a sage that gives 50 million buffs. Do light limit when I call for it, but don't pop your entire toolkit. At this point, I'm gonna start a 30-second countdown. Once again, if you are not our main tank Stern, please have your tank stance off. Please be ready to use your actions. We're pulling in 10 seconds. Please be ready to do a big opener. And pull. This boss does start out with a raid wide. Please make sure to lightly med for your parties. Don't go overboard. As a reminder, Cure Force, you are the main healers for your party. It's your job to heal this damage back up. Next up is going to be our first fourfold mercy. I'm going to call this safe spots. As a reminder, boss relative. Okay, we are starting front or left. Okay, start front for 2, then go back for 2. Front for 2, back for 2. Front for 2, back for 2. We're going front for 2 swings, then back. 1, get behind. Make sure to dodge the ice and look away from the orb. Dodge the ice again and get away from 2. Go ahead and stack up tightly. Get inside the boss's hitbox now. Get inside the boss's hitbox. Front and back are also safe, but inside is safer. All special tanks up front. All special marked tanks up front. Use some light mint. And then get away from our main tank. Get away from our main tank now. Everyone else stack up tightly. Everyone else stack up tightly. There's gonna be chains. Please make sure you are not moving until this chain icon goes away. Do not move until that chain icon disappears. You're gonna be breaking those chains and then getting knocked back into a barrier. Wait. Break chains and get knocked back into a barrier. Stand in front of a barrier now. Get back in there, deal some damage. Get to the inside of the arena. There are going to be big explosions on the outside. Get to the inside of the arena now. Hold your burst, then go out towards 4. Go out towards 4. Out towards 4. Rotate towards C and get behind the barrier at 3. Get behind the barrier at 3. Behind at 3. Get back in there. Back up towards the 3-way mark. If you died, walk out of the wall and pop a new re-raiser. Use your burst. Go and stay stacked up. There's gonna be line AoEs under our feet. Stay stacked up. Once these line AoEs come out, please make sure to walk out of them. Simply walk out of the orange and then get to either sand. We're gonna get to stone. Get to the blue stone. Green blue stone. Pull the boss back middle, please. It's gonna jump there anyways. Go ahead and get towards the inside of the arena. Get to sand. Get to brown sand. If you have a tether, please move away from the party. Tethers, move away from the party. Do not go behind the boss. Okay. Move to stone and move tethers away. Stone tethers away. Stone tethers away. Dodge the line AoEs. Please face the boss towards the north. Get diagonal of the boss. Get diagonal of the boss. Numbered markers are safe, and max melee is also somewhat safe. At the inside of the arena now. Big explosions on the outside. Center of the arena, we're gonna have fourfold mercy. After these dashes, get out towards B, out towards B. This pattern is easy. We're gonna be in front. We're gonna be behind for 2, then in front for 2. Back for 2, and then front for 2. Get behind the boss. Get behind the boss. And then get in front of the boss for 2 swings. You're gonna dodge the ice and look away from 2. Dodge the ice again and get towards 4. Move towards. Sorry, get away from 4. Get away from 4. Do not get towards 4. Go and stack up for these chains. Stack up for chains, break your chains, and get ready for a raid wide. Lightly mitigate for this raid wide. Don't need anything too crazy. Get away from the front of the boss. Main tank is taking a tank buster alone. Next up is going to be fourfold mercy with that ring mechanic. You're going to need to get on sand or stone while dodging fourfold mercy. Boss is slightly crooked. This is a double movement. We're gonna be getting start back, front, front, back, front, back on sand. Start on sand, start behind the boss. First swing, get in front of the boss now. Get in front of the boss for 2 swings. Get behind the boss again and be on stone. Get behind the boss again on stone. We're gonna have one more of those at random. Get to stone, get to stone. And then you're gonna dodge ice, look away from 4. Dodge ice again and get away from 1. Dodge lions after ice. Lions after ice. Go and stack up tightly. Next up is a raid wide. Go and get inside the boss's hitbox now and hold the damage. Please hold your damage. Please hold your damage. We are holding our damage. Get inside the boss's hitbox now. Front and back are also safe, but inside is safer. Boss is jumping back middle. We're gonna have a knockback or hide with a fourfold mercy on a clone. You're gonna get knockback or hide towards one of the cardinals. Range can go towards B. Range can go towards B. We're getting behind the barrier at 3. Get behind the barrier at 3. Then go outside for 2 and inside for 2. Behind the barrier. Outside of the arena for 2 hits and then inside for 2 more. Stand on B. Towards the inside of the arena now. Stack up, there's gonna be chains. If you have healer LP3, please use it. Use healer LP3 now, break your chains. Go ahead and kill the boss, there is a raid wide. Kill the boss now. Very nice. Do not go ahead, there are traps ahead. Do not go ahead, there are traps ahead. Do not go ahead, there are traps ahead. For a Perceptor, move up to the 1 marker and use Perception. There you go. Ulana, go ahead and Percept here. Perfect, you can move up and Percept here. Perfect. Dodge the traps. Please dodge the traps. Do not blow up any of the traps. Dodge around the traps. Carter,
I forgot that there could be one there. It's fine.
go ahead and Percept right here. That is why we do not blow up traps.
Yeah, I'm very smart.
No, please come
No.
finish Percepting. Come finish Percepting real quick.
Okay.
Now move up towards here and Percept here. Very nice. Okay, now at this point, Ulana, please walk back towards the dual pad. Everyone, please make sure you're going towards Dahu. So, Ulana, what you're gonna want to do, please have your Cure Forecaster and your Dervish user come back here. So whoever's the Cure Forecaster and the Dervish in Ulana's party, please come back towards Trinity Seeker. Waiting on a Cure 4 caster to get here. Who is the caster in your party, Ulana? Hey Bosk, please come back towards Trinity Seeker's Arena. Please come back towards Trinity Seeker's Arena. Dodge all traps. If there's even any left.
The poison is gone and I popped the explosion right behind Dahu.
Okay, cool. So, Ulana,
Yeah.
you can give a countdown whenever you're ready to start. They're gonna give you buffs at the end of that countdown, and then you're gonna go to the dual pad. Remember the explosive trap right at the start? Whenever you're ready, please give a countdown. For everyone else, this countdown is not for Dahu. This is not for Dahu. This is not for Dahu. Step away from the Dahu. There is no Dahu. There is no Dahu. Step away from the Dahu. Step away from the Dahu. We've got you surrounded. Please remember there is a trap at the right after the teleport pad, Ulana. That got someone last week, and I would hate to see it happen again. We're gonna wait for the RP text. Real quick for Dahu. Very simple boss. All you need to do is dodge the bad. So I'm gonna put some helpful waymarks to help you remember this. Dodge the bad. That's your only job. That's fine. They're only gonna lose like 1 fragment of loss. Go ahead and step across the purple line once you're ready. There's a lot of orange, you're gonna have to dodge all of it. If you do get a marker over your head, you may get a 1, 2, 3, or a 4, it's gonna be dots. Go ahead and move to the 1, 2, 3, or 4 waymark and find a little monster near it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pull the boss. Whenever you're ready, sir. Pull whenever you like. Please remember to use actions on Dahu. Dahu is only a trash boss because he'll put you in the trash if you fuck around. Make sure to dodge all orange under your feet. One more set of AoEs. And Dahu's gonna be dashing towards 1. Dahu's dashing towards 1. Get out of his way. And now he's dashing south. A little bit towards 4. Don't be in front of the Dahu. Get out of his big conal. Don't get roasted. Please drag the boss back middle. Next up, there's going to be line AoEs coming from the edge of the arena. Make sure to dodge these line AoEs. Dodge line AoEs. You're going to check for a marker above your head. Check for a marker, 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4. Find an ad near your marker, take these out of the party. Find any ad near your marker, any ad near your marker. You're gonna have to dodge to the right, dodge to the right. And then dodge back into the left. Get into the left now. Find an empty spot, there's one to the east and west, and get knocked back into it. If you're a gamer, you can dodge this knockback, but I don't share industry secrets. Okay, let's kill Zorian. Do not be in front of the Dahu. Get towards the B marker. Get towards the B marker. Follow the conals around. The D marker is now safe. The D marker is now safe. Next up, there's going to be adds tethering to our main tank. Please gather these up under the boss and AoE them down. Gather these up, AoE them down. Focus heals on Stern. Big healing on Stern. They're taking mini tank busters every auto. Make sure to build your gauge for Queensguard. You do want to have full gauge. No reason to go up on free damage because of a boss that has no in-range. Next up, there's going to be a little bit of everything. Dodge the orange, dodge the lines. There's going to be a left-right shockwave in just a moment. Dodge the orange and get to the right. Then dodge into the left. Dodge into the left now. Very nice. The DC is back. Very good. There's no dead. Grab your chest. At this point, this is your last chance to get your Trinity Secret chest. Do not go ahead, open your inventory. Check and see if you have a runner's plating in your inventory. If you do, then you probably got that chest. I think it's a head coffer, something like that.
Foot plate.
Foot plate, yeah. If you have a foot plate, please go out ahead. If not, go grab it from Trinity Secret. Once you go down, there is no going back. Was that a dual success or failure? I believe that is a dual failure. Unfortunate.
I'm so disappointed because, like, I had it, I just couldn't find the mini trap. It was in the one corner I didn't check.
Oh, yeah, no, welcome. It's
Yeah.
awful. It's that sucks. I know how that feels.
I was
Yeah.
within kill range. One more mechanic and I would have had it. I'm so disappointed.
I mean,
That
you
is
got that far. You
unfortunate.
saw the mechanic. You'll get it next time, I'm sure. Duel is
Yep.
super fun. I love it. At this
Okay.
point, whenever I offer a duel, I don't even do it for parses. I literally just do it because I enjoy doing the duel because it's fun.
Okay, at this time. Yeah, so, can I please have, I'm gonna do setup waymarks real quick. Can I please have a tank on A and B? Stern and Kimmy, perfect. You two will be our main tanks. Please work out who is tanking which bosses. You can either do something like a mid and walls, where Stern takes the middle bosses, Kimmy takes the walls, or you can do left and right, where Stern takes the knight and soldier, and Kimmy takes the gunner and warrior. That is up to you to figure out between yourselves, as long as it's figured out at some point. Okay, can I please have tanks on 1, 2, 3, and 4? I need tanks on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Any tank can do it. All you need is your invul. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and mark these tanks. Chains will be north. Hexes will be south. Chains will be north. Hexes will be south.
Gunner and Knight are mid, Soldier and Warrior are wall. So you'll be taking Warrior to if you said right bosses, you'll be taking Warrior to the wall, and then you'll be taking Gunner in the middle.
Okay, now that that's
then
figured
vice
out,
versa.
I'm gonna go ahead and get. I need healers. Real quick. On the back of the bridge, there are gonna be some markers. I'm gonna need healers to stand on these markers. A, B, C, 1, 2, and 3. One healer on each marker. You must have light curtains or reflect.
Do we have a Dispeller?
I'm about to put in a D waymark.
Okay.
If you have Dispel, please stand on the D waymark. Need a healer on B and on 1. Healer on B and on 1. Everything will be explained. I just need people on markers. Very nice. Can I have one more person with the spell sit on D for me? Just as backup. Any other healer, if you slot the spell here, you will not have to use it later on. If you do not slot the spell here, you will be expected to use it later on. All healers should have brought the spell. Soto, if you want to do both, that's perfectly fine. There you go. So, at this point, please look into the AnyProg thread. There's a reason I linked it to you and asked you to make sure you are in it. I'm about to post some helpful infographics that will aid us in explaining this encounter. There's a lot to go over, and lots of the mechanics come back later on. I'm only going to explain what I think is like the bare minimum, and everything else will be covered through call. First of all, healers, this is where you start using Steel Sting and Spellforge. During the first real phase, the bosses will cast a tether that will make them immune to either physical or magical damage. You will need to cast Steel Sting and Spellforge on certain players. There is a helpful infographic in the thread that will show you which is which. Basically, all tanks, melee, and fizz range will need Spellforge, all casters and healers will need Steel Sting. There are some jobs that do mixed damage, and they will start with one, and then need to be swapped over to the other. The images are in the AnyProg thread, which I will link once again. Please make sure you join that, as I'm not going to clutter DRS chat with a bunch of images. I'm instead going to clutter it with 1,000 links to the thread. There will be no... we are at 48 of 48, so there is no short stack to give you people from Kimmy, so your party no longer has LB3. So, with that said, please make sure you are looking in there for many of the graphics that will help you through the encounter. So yeah, healers, please make sure you are using Steel Sting and Spellforge. You should have communicated who is bringing which at the start of the encounter. If you're solo healing, you can start with one and swap to the other if necessary. The 4 tanks who are marked with the hexes and the chains, you will be our Aura Sphere tanks. Later in the encounter, there will be orbs which needs to be provoked. You need to hold aggro on them, and then invuln once you have a marker above your heads. Healers on ABC 1, 2, 3, you will be reflecting. I'm about to post a infographic that will show you where your reflect spot is. A, B, C are going to be in the north, A, B, and C. 1, 2, 3 are going to be D, E, and F in the south. You will be reflecting 2 orbs, so you're going to press reflect, stand in the first one, press reflect again, move to the second one. This fight does start out with all 4 enemies on the field. They're going to do raid wights until they get to 80% or until 2 have gone off. We're going to start by burning all our damage, big AoE damage. Once bosses hit 80% HP, they're going to disappear. Once all have disappeared, we enter phase 1. The first mechanic is going to be Steel Sting and Spellforge. You can consider applying the Steel Sting and Spellforge pre-pull if you have a co-healer. Otherwise, I will call to put on Steel Sting or Spellforge. An example call will be, we need Steel Sting turn off Spellforge. We need Steel Sting turn off Spellforge. If you would like, you can use like a macro like what I'm about to post to turn off your buffs. This status is very helpful for console players, especially, as I believe you cannot even right-click off the buffs, if I'm correct. I don't know, I don't use controller, but heavily recommended for you to use one of these macros if you are on console. That will turn off any application of Steel Sting or Spellforge, and is only really detrimental to mixed jobs. Healers, it is your job to make sure the necessary players get their necessary Steel Sting or Spellforge. Next up is Reversal of Forces. This is a cast that will be impactful throughout the entire phase, as well as during the final boss queen, where many of these mechanics do come back up. There will be tethers going out from the warrior. This will change how you resolve the mechanic. In the image I'm about to post, you can see what that looks like. In addition, it changes which bomb you go to. The warrior might tether the bombs and might tether you. An easy way to remember which bomb to go to is if there are no tethers on yourself or the bombs, or if you have all the tethers, you're going to large, otherwise you're going to small. I've also heard people say double or nothing, go big, as a way to remember that. So if that helps you, there you go. Next up is Boost. This is why I'm asking players to slot Dispel here. The warrior will cast a boost after certain mechanics. It will apply a buff to itself looking like this, and if a raid wipe goes off with this mechanic, it is a raid wipe. It is imperative that we dispel this boost, as if it goes off with a raid wipe, it will wipe. Next up is Sword Omen and Shield Omen. This is a signal from the knight as to whether a mechanic will require you to resolve it on the inside of the arena or on the outside. During the bombs mechanic, this will be either a knockback or a huge AoE from the center, so I will tell you to resolve towards the inside or outside. For the second wind mechanic, this will be either an in or out with french fries on 3 of its sides. You're gonna get away from the side with spikes, either towards the boss or away from it. That is basically all the mechanics for Phase 1. During Phase 2, the only major mechanic is the weak spot Mustadia mechanic. During certain mechanics, the boss is going to apply a debuff, a ring around you looking like this, as well as a debuff. You must take any incoming damage from that gapped side. You're going to need to point your gap towards the middle of the arena as there is a raid wide, and then you're going to need to point it towards a turret on the edge of the arena. It's very important that you don't stand in between 2 turrets, as you can get overlapped. Finally, once both the first 2 phases are done, you will get the Phase 3 Ethereal War. During this, all 4 will come back with ethereal wards on them. In addition, there will also be aura spheres and reflects and spiritual spheres. The aura spheres must be invulned by one of our tanks. As a reminder, chains will go to the north, hexes to the south. And they also must be killed, as if they stay alive, they will kill random players. At this time, please wiggle your character around. During DRS, as with all other instances, there's a 10-minute AFK timer. If you are AFK for 10 minutes, you will get kicked from the instance with no way to get back. It's recommended that if we're spending long periods of time explaining or waiting, you wiggle around. With that said, during Phase 3, there will be the aura spheres that must be killed. I will tell all of Slimes to go north, all of Golems to go south. You'll need to kill those aura spheres and then start working on the ethereal wards. Keep in mind there is a coat of arms during this that will knock you back and give you a ruin if you attack the protected side, so please respect it and don't get parried like a casual. Finally, during this there will also be the spiritual spheres. Healers that stood on the markers will be reflecting. Once again, I will post the diagram towards the bottom so you can have it up. Please make sure if you were assigned a spot, you are reflecting. Once again, A, B, and C will be on A, B, and C. 1, 2, and 3 will reflect the D, E, and F spots. Do you not have Dispel? Okay. We have one backup dispel. Can I get another dispeller? Can I please have one more dispeller on D? Any healer can do this, preferably someone who isn't already reflecting. I know we have spare healers to go around. I see you guys. Okay, if no one else can do it, I will trust Soda to do it. I would really... Oh, Dajo. Okay, perfect. Please go stand on the two-way marker for me. Dajo, you will be our secondary dispeller. I will call one to dispel, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put up our waymarks. There we go. Realistically, Queensguard can be done without any markers, but it does help to be able to say to go towards a marker. At this time, please pop new raid food. Mine is just expiring. Go ahead and pop new raid food, and if you're ready, come stand on the C waymark. I already have a dispeller. I prefer tanks not to bring dispel, as you can bring really good damage. Just waiting on a couple people. If you do have any questions, please do ask them. I'm a big fan of answering questions. Just waiting on Mog as well as Rayacom. Let me know when you two are ready. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna post the Steel Sting Spellforge image once again. Healers, I recommend having these up on a second monitor or your phone. Yeah, that's fair. I just don't really... Like, I prefer tanks being able to, deal damage.
My main reason for why I do it is just to make it so healers don't need to bring... You don't force a healer to bring 2 support actions at once for QG, so they can always have a damage action slotted.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, at this time, I'm gonna start a 30-second countdown. As soon as this countdown goes off, if you're a healer who is not solo healing, start pre-applying Steel Sting and Spellforge. As a reminder, all tanks, melee, fist ranged will need to start in Spellforge. All casters and healers start in Steel Sting. Please remember your special boys. Paladins, Dark Knights, Ninjas, Reapers, Red Mages, and Bards will need both depending on the situation. Countdown is going out now. Please have potions ready. Please have your actions ready. If you are not one of our 2 main tanks, please have your stance off at the start. They are Ignore 1 and are Ignore 2. Main tanks are gonna gather up the bosses towards the middle in a nice big cuddle puddle. Question. What is your question? Please ask it. Pull them nice and tight together. Start using your burst. Big damage. There's gonna be a raid fight in just a moment. Please be ready to mitigate. One more raid fight coming out. Maybe. Yep, mini raid fight. Go ahead and start killing the bosses. At this point, we're gonna start pulling bosses towards the wall and center. Warrior to the wall, knight to the center. Warrior to the wall, knight to the center. Healers get ready to apply tethers. We are clicking off Steel Sting, applying Spellforge. Apply purple, click off yellow. Please prioritize main tanks, and then DPS. We're getting our first relentless battery mechanic. Go ahead at this time, check. There are gonna be bombs dropping down. Check for a tether. We're gonna be resolving this on the outside of the arena. Get towards the outside of the arena. Tethers to small, rest to large. Tethers to small, rest to large. Tethers to small, rest to large, and middle is not safe. If you are tethered, move where a bomb just fell. Move where a bomb just fell if you were tethered. Get back in on the bosses. Get ready to dispel the warrior. A little more damage on the knight. Please shift damage over to the knight. Our boost is out, please dispel. Boost is out, please dispel. Light Raid White coming out. Cure 4s, this is your time to shine. Next up is going to be another tether mechanic. Tethers will go to wind, rest will go to purple. Once again, tethers will go to wind, rest will go to crackly purple. Go ahead, check for a tether now. Check for a tether now. Tethers will go to wind, rest will go to purple. Tethers to wind, rest to purple. There is no melee uptime. We're gonna get in on the boss. Get in on the boss, stay under the boss, towards the south. In on the boss, towards the south. In, towards the south. In, towards the south. Warrior is sneaking in a boost. Dispel, dispel. Raid Fight, more damage on warriors, stop damage on knight. Stop damage on knight, more damage on warrior. Tank Buster coming out. Hey, even out our damage. Even out. Next up, we are staying the same. No changes in our Steel Sing Spellforge. Just make sure it gets reapplied if people die. We're gonna kill the bosses before this next mechanic. Go ahead and kill the bosses. There are no mechanics in Boss Sing Se. Next up, Soldier to the wall, Gunner to the center. Soldier to the wall, Gunner to the center. This is our first Methodian mechanic. You're gonna get a weak spot here. For a weak spot in just a moment. These fogs are gonna turn into little fireballs. They're so adorable. We're gonna go between the two that jump last. Go to C. Go towards C. Towards C is safe. Point your gap towards the gunner in the middle. Gap towards the gunner in the middle. Now point your gap towards a turret on the wall. Turret on the wall. Make sure the gap goes back on. And for a tank buster. This is a tank buster. Next up is a raid wide. Don't over mitigate. Next up is gonna be our sniper turrets. Our main tanks are gonna pick up the one closer to them. Kimmy towards B, Stern towards D. And when I call for it, you're going to invuln the cast bar. Get ready to pick up these gun turrets. Pick up the gun turrets now. All damage on the gun turrets. Damage on the gun turrets. Invuln now, main tanks. Main tanks invuln now. No, those gun turrets, they do enrage. Or raid wide, by the way. Pull the boss back middle. Stand still, sheath your weapon, do nothing. Stand still, target yourself, sheath your weapon, do nothing. Stand AFK, just like in Castrum. Get back in there and deal some damage. Next up is bouncing clones, but we don't want to see that, do we? At this time, if you are a core role, please say so, and you are dead, please say so in yell chat. If you're a core role, like a reflector, say so in yell chat to get a rise. Go and kill the bosses before this goes off. Let's see. DNC are tethered. North is safe. Okay, 4 is safe. 4 is safe, never mind. Slimes north, golem south. Slimes north, golem south. Hex south, chain north. Kill the aura spheres. Healers to your positions. Healers to your reflect positions. Healers to your reflect positions. Press reflect now. Stand under your spear. Please stand under your spear and reflect. F reflects were missed. As were one of the D reflects. Go and kill the ethereal wards. Make sure you are using lost actions. Use lost actions. Do not get parried like a casual though. Next up, spiritual spears are spawning again. Second tank stance is on. Healers get in position. Please be ready to reflect and kill the aura spheres. No missed reflects, excellent. Healers, if you have healer LB3, use it. Focus down the ethereal wards, healer LB3 if you have it. Oh, I'm very stupid. Very nice. At this point, please arise the dead bodies. There are 2 dead, please arise them. Unfortunately, we will not be hitting our bonus chests, but you guys should be used to that on my runs at this point. Go ahead, arise the people. I have a question. Do I have any new callers who want to call Phantom? Like, is anyone interested in calling who wants to call it? No? Damn, I was gonna eat. Okay. Next up is Phantom. Use whatever lost actions you have left over. As after this boss, you're gonna be replenishing them anyways. You know what, Lorian? If you want to make that happen, go for it.
I'm okay with this. If you want to see ice spikes too.
No, I'll sit out so you guys can do that.
Oh yeah, if you want to call ice spikes, go for it. You are the caller now.
I can call beyond the interrupt, so the knockback mechanic can be done safely. But it's up to people if they want to see this part or not.
Okay, well it sounds like Lorian wants to call. I'm gonna go eat while you do that. Please get across the purple line once you're ready. I'm gonna hand that over to Lorian. Also, Banish should be assigned. Please make sure to use it. Or don't actually.
Alright, welcome to Phantom. I'll be doing explanations. I will not drag on too long because this is a trash fight. So, what I'd like to do is I'd like to bet either on A or D for the safe spot. You can launch the wall on either D or A if you want to bet, otherwise you can stay here. A quick tip for new players, look at the ground, you will see the dots on the floor. You want to move 1 dot at a time. This time in Savage it moves faster, do not be left behind, do not be too far ahead, avoid gap closing if you're a melee class, and all will be well. Knockback mechanics, we're gonna have a Wraith game, DPS Wraith and healing Wraiths. White mages, a quick tip, make sure to manually heal the first Wraith on the east and save your benedictions for the second and third wave. And I think that's it. You can use Banish if you want to. If you guys want to see Ice Spark, I can call this. Otherwise, you can use DPS actions to kill the boss quick. I forgot how to do the countdown. If you're ready, step across the line and give me a 20-second countdown. Please. Thank you. Whoever's main tanking, you can pull either on A or D, it is up to you. I'll call the safe spot for you. Five seconds. Apply Banish if you have it. Use your DPS actions if you want to. First things first, there's something that happens early in the fight, but I keep forgetting all the time what it is. Raid 1. Make sure to heal your party. And the safe spot will be on. We're moving to A. Make sure to stand on the dot right here on A. If you're a melee class, use ranged skills, otherwise move 1 dot at a time, do not be too far ahead, do not walk into the death wall. And marching now. Be careful. And stop right here when I'm jumping. Stop right here. And move to 3, 2, sorry, now. Move to 2, quick. Wait for 3 flashes on 1. And we're gonna move back to 1 after 3 flashes. That's my bad, I said no. Back to 1. I'm sorry, I said 3. That's my bad. I'm so sorry. Back to 1. Back to 1. I'm deeply sorry for this Oscar. We can stay here for 3 flashes. 1, 2, 3. Move to 2. 1, 2, 3. And it's time for the break game. Move to 1. DPS kill the red wraiths. Killers manually kill the white wraiths. Healers, you can start using benedictions for the second and third wave. Wraith will spawn in the north and the east. Perfect. One in northeast. Perfect. DPS the red adds. One wraith in west, north, and east. One more north. And interrupt the boss. Now you can stop DPS if you want to see the knockback and the ice pack. Stun if you want to, you can go for a walk with the boss. People can walk behind you. Up to you. Yeah, look at that. Alright, we're gonna see the knockback mechanic, either moving south or north. And we're going to go to 3. Come to 3. Right here. We're gonna get pushed back into C. And we're going to move our donut up to 3. Stay on the dot here, do not get killed by the death wall. And if you're quick enough, you can kill it before the pool. And it's dead. Look at that, and we get teleported to the chest, very nice.
Movement optimization.
I'm gonna try to res Venez, that was my bad on the call. I keep thinking the back on letters instead of numbers, so...
Do not walk
yeah,
ahead, by
one
the
more
way.
dead.
Do not walk ahead. Do not
Traps
walk
ahead,
ahead, by the way.
traps ahead. There are 2
I'll
traps,
try-
1 explosive.
This is where
There we go,
Perceptor
first try,
slots
look
in.
at that.
This is where second Perceptor slots in their Percept. And Carter also invulns the explosion.
They're straight from the center is safe.
Please make sure to Esena, myself, and Alvone. Okay, cool. So, down below there are traps we actually need. We cannot just sweep these traps with invuln, we need them. Do not go ahead. This is where I need our TA Percept Chester. Please slot Percept now. You're gonna slot your Percept. Go and Percept in this doorway, right here. Make sure to walk away from the Bacon Man, and then walk through to the center of here, and Percept right here. Dodge all these traps. Half of them kill you, half of them are necessary. Okay. Here at Trinity Avowed, we are gonna take a short break. I'm gonna ask you guys to be back by 47 past the hour. Please be back by 47. Please be back by 47 past the hour. Oh, did you just blow up all the explosive traps?
The
Okay,
explosives are gone.
that's good. Make sure before you go AFK, wiggle around. Please be back by 47 past the hour while I still go, mourn the fact Chick-fil-A fucked up my order. Re-raise, I can hand one out. How many people need a re-raiser?
Oh, there's a few. I can also hand one out if people need.
I've got Trusty B. I've got
you-
Holstein.
I'll say this, if you are a new person and you don't have a re-raiser on you right now, and you don't have any more in your holster, go and stand on A. Okay, I'll get these 2. Cool. I will get you 2 with a re-raise. Not a worry. When I tank on other people's runs, I usually just bring damage for the first 2 fights, anticipating I will be main tanking stuff later, so Holster is very open for a lot of the random support actions, like bringing extra re-raises for other people, or percepting and such.
Backed up is the like Chick-fil-A is supposed to have like a 97% like satisfaction, like correct orders, right?
Okay.
I swear like half the time I go, my order gets fucked up. It's so sad.
Blood Rage is very much a thing on every tank.
Yep,
Blood Rage is the action for tanks if you are trying to go for good damage, because it is very strong.
Blood Rage good.
Yeah.
By the way,
DRs, yeah.
tanks, if you check the holsters, you should have brought, your main tank should have brought a shell too. This is where you're gonna start giving out shell too to people. You should have brought 2 shell 2s. If you don't want shell 2, you can just step across the purple line. But if you don't know why you wouldn't need shell 2, just stay back
You
there
want
and get
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have shell 2, if you're back, please step across the purple line. If you are back, of course. Still got another minute until I expect people back. I am gonna get a quick check on, I'm gonna get a quick check on how many rises we have left, because I know we've had some incidents, but I think we should still be pretty good on them, so we might just do a practice pull. Oh, we have tons of rise. Okay. I'm assuming the rest of the healers are at similar numbers, so... okay, people should be back. Come jump on the, 2 marker. If you're back. Just stack up, jump up. If you are back at your computer. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a practice pull. I need 3 vet tanks. 3 veteran tanks who can do mechanics consistently correctly. I see Carter. Stern, are you... How experienced are you? Okay, I'll do it, and then... Okay, Jam will do it. And then Azrael will come with us and heal. I'm gonna slot in Ether Shield. So I will Ether Shield for us. Everyone else, please step up behind the purple line. Make sure you are behind the purple line, not in the arena.
We have a C4
So-
or something.
We have a healer. They have sucker stacks. Let me see. They don't. I'd prefer someone with sucker stacks. Do I have a healer who is a veteran and Oh, Lorian, perfect. Azrael, can you get behind the purple line and I'll make you party lead. And okay, if you were across the purple line, that is myself, Carter, Jam, and Lorian. Please drop party so I can invite you all. Let me know once you've left party. So for all our new people, what I'm about to do is I am going to do a tutorial pull of Trinity Avowed. I'm going to show you every single mechanic, and I'm going to explain what's going on in all of them. I recommend focus targeting myself or one of the other people here to see what debuffs we have. A lot of this fight is based around resolving debuffs, so I really recommend being able to see which ones we have. Pat slot, just let me know once you've dropped Party Jam, and we will get started. One important thing for all our tutorial gamers, obviously, I hope you guys know this, but if you are going to die, please die near the south wall. You can die near any wall really, but the south wall is the easiest. Yeah, we're just gonna show off every single mechanic. We are not going to be killing the boss, we are going to be dying at the end to enrage. But I will explain what's happening. I highly recommend focus targeting someone. Okay. Jam will main tank the boss. I will Ether Shield. We're gonna pull. We're just gonna do a little tutorial pull.
Wait, the markers, please.
Oh, right. Let me put
Oh.
those down. Those are a little important.
Oh,
That's fine.
out. Oh, okay.
No, that's fine.
We'll be fine.
Go ahead and get in front of the boss, all tanks. There's a shared tank buster. I'm gonna ask all
Yeah,
tanks
and
get in
one
front of the
minute.
boss. After this is gonna be a raid wide. All of raid wides in this fight to be either shielded and mitigated. We're gonna get 3 weapon swaps. These weapon swaps are gonna show the order of the forms. Isolde means to get behind, so we're gonna get behind the boss. After that, we're gonna get out or in front, so the casters can pre-position out and in front. 7 is out. So we're gonna get out at the flash of light. Once you stop spinning, you can get out, and once that little chime plays, you can get back in. Last up, we know it's sword, so we're getting in front of the boss. During sword phase, the boss goes away. She's gonna do slashes on the 4 cardinals. Normally there would be markers down here, but your goal, I'm gonna call which of the 4 tiles are safe of the 4 right up here. And you will stand on that and then stand cardinal of it. So our first safe spot is gonna be here. This is where the 2 marker would be. And I'm gonna go cardinal to the north to resolve my temperature. I have fire 1, so I need to get hit by an ice 1 sword cleave. I've already resolved my temperature, so I can go to the safe spot where it would normally be 3. If you correctly resolved, then you come back and the boss comes back with a raid line. Tanks will need to Ether Shield and mitigate. I recommend that all tanks have ether shield slotted unless you really trust your main tank here. As if one of the tanks goes down, the other will be able to cover. Now's a good time to wiggle around. Isolde get behind. She recenters. As soon as that goes off, all tanks are going to get to the front and pop a little bit of mid. And there is a tank buster. So during this phase, the first thing you need to do is you're going to get force march away from a wall of fire. Force marches reappear in this fight several times, and they send you 2 squares if you are not sprinting. I'm going to point my force march away from the wall of fire. It sends me straight ahead, so I face away. If someone dies in the firewall, healers can rescue them out if they do proc their re-raiser. So during this, there's a ladder game, as we like to call it. One side is always higher than the other. This is called a normal pattern. I'm gonna find the arrow that resolves my temperature and trace it down. Arrows take every single turn in the path. I find the ice one arrow, trace it down, and stand where it ends. That resolves my temperature correctly. After this is another raid wire. All players will ether shield and mitigate. After this, we're gonna need to get in front of the boss. Usually the main tank will point it, or sorry, we're getting away from the boss. You're gonna need to get away at the flash of light once again. Right there. She stops spinning, then the whistle plays, and you get back in. You're gonna get a temperature, as well as a force march. There are gonna be 4 huge meteors on the outside of the arena. And you're gonna need to force march yourself towards the one that resolves your temperature. I have a right face and a fire too. So I'm gonna face a 90 degrees from the one that resolves my temperature, which is an ice 2 meteor. I find the ice 2, I face my force march towards it, and then I get force march 2 squares towards it. Keep in mind, during this phase, it is important to not res anyone. As if they are res, there's a good chance they just die, as there is no safe spot. Another raid-wide ether shield mitigate. It's very important to not res. Next up is going to be a frontal cut. You're going to get in front of the boss. This is Sword 2. So once all the weapons have been done once, she goes back and does them again. During Swords 2, you're not only going to get a temperature, but you're going to get an elemental brand. You're going to need to add these together to figure out what you need to get hit by. An easy way to remember it is that you need to be the opposite of your brand by the end of the mechanic. So for example, I have Ice 2 brand, as well as a Fire 1 temperature. Because I have an Ice 2 brand, I need to be at a Fire 2 temperature by the end. So I go to the safe spot, I find where the Fire 1 is cleaving, and that sets me to Fire 2. There is a chance that you may need to get hit twice. For example, if you start at Ice 2 and have an Ice 2 brand. As you can see, Jam needs to do that, so they're gonna stand and get hit by the first sword that resolves their temperature, and then get hit by the second. If you get hit by 2 at once, you will instantly die. Gonna ether shield this next raid wire. Once again, during sword phase, if you do need to get hit by 2 swords, make sure it is not at the same time. Next up is bows. You can get south of center if you're a caster, or just stay in melee range and get behind the boss. For bow 2, the first thing that's going to happen is clone line AoEs, so either diagonal of the boss or directly next to it will be safe. The clones stay diagonal, so we're going to get diagonal of the boss, and then there will be a wall of fire. On one side, we need to run away from it. It's good to sprint right there and run towards the safe spot. During this mechanic, you're going to get a lot of debuffs. So you're going to get your temperature, as usual. You're also going to get an elemental brand, but finally you're going to get a force march. So what you're going to need to do, you need to figure out what your brand is. So I'm going to have to be opposite of it. I am at cold brand, and I am at cold temperature. So I need to be at Fire 1 by the start. That means I need to get hit by a fire 2 arrow. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the fire 2 arrow. I'm gonna figure out where it ends, and then be 2 squares away from it with my force march pointed towards it. This is by far one of the hardest mechanics, as there is a lot of debuff management. But don't feel bad if you do die to it. Finally, there is the final staff phase after this raid wide.
Buster too.
There is also a tank buster, so all tanks will need to get towards the wall. Finally, there is staff phase. All players are going to get out at the flash of light. That's the flash of light, so I'm going to get out. Child plays, I can go back in. You need your hot and cold as well as a brand. There's no force march this time, you're going to have to walk to the meteor that resolves your temperature. So I get my temperature, I get my brand. I have a fire 2 brand and an ice 1 temperature. I need to be at ice 2 by the end, so I get hit by an ice 1 meteor. During this mechanic, there's going to be line AoEs on the meteors. I can kind of call it, like I can say the... Yeah, east-west black tiles. You can also jump to show where is safe. Oh, Rip Carter.
Oh, I'm very smart.
There's another raid wide. At this point, all our tutorial gamers can go ahead and walk towards the south wall. Carter, you should be far enough that it doesn't pull it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can run to the you can definitely run to the corner and get me. That was my bad.
Okay, go ahead and jump into the wall. If you freeze, use another action and die again. What you've just seen is every single phase until in range. You've seen every single mechanic that can happen. Can I please have healers arise the 4 bodies? You may need to walk along the wall to arise, Carter.
Oh, I can't even place a waymark.
Okay, I'm gonna do expedited Trinity Avowed explanations real quick. So, Trinity Avowed obviously has the elemental brands. You've seen all the mechanics, but I'm gonna explain some really quick ways on how they work. Most importantly is the elemental brands. You need to be opposite of them. These appear as a debuff. They do not show up in your temperature bar. In the thread, you can see an image of all the brands and all the temperatures.
Be ready to run out of the arena, by the way. I will probably aggro when I get up.
I'll be ready to pull the boss if you do.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's very important that you end up opposite of your brand, as it will apply at the end of the mechanic. There's a helpful little infographic, made by your European friend Hobie, that shows this. If it helps you, you can also think of the brands as negative and positive, with fire as negative, fire as positive and ice as negative. If you have a -3, that is an ice 2 and an ice 1, you need to get hit by fire 3, which is fire 1 and fire 2.
God damn, my fat ass wants to stays on the ground.
Healers, come on this side and help Carter, please.
Yeah, go ahead and cycle us through so we don't use all of our rises from one healer.
Yeah, if there's any of y'all who still have a rise on right now, you can go ahead, come use those. Don't run too close though, because once I get up, you're ready to pop sprint and get out of the arena.
Additionally, during bow phase, there are 2 patterns that will always be consistent. Where the arrows are in this are not consistent, but the lines will be consistent. You can use this helpful little graphic to figure out which is which. I will call it. Finally, if you want another look at bow from overhead, there's this image, or sorry, this video. And if you would like a look at the swords mechanic from overhead, there is this video. Yo, Carter, wake up, what the fuck? There we go.
I'm good, and I didn't pull TA.
Very nice. Let me put down my TA markers. There we go. We're not using. Wait, did I get rid of them? No, my Lullaphone markers. If you're in the gamers party, go ahead and disband to get an invite to your parties. With that said, that is basically everything I can go for TA. I have given you the best possible chance of getting through with your life. Past this, it is up to you. Good luck. Everything will be called mechanic-wise, but I cannot solve your temperature for you. So just do your best. And yeah, go ahead and jump on the C marker if you're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and clear the markers. Only our main tank stern needs to have stance on. Everyone else can turn it off. Waiting on a couple people, Chester, Yumi, Mog, and Frono. No, so both will have, what you're gonna wanna do is, I've posted the image, of what the brands look like and what the temperatures look like. Jam is fine, they know what they're doing. Yeah, the brands are the ones that look a little bit darker with a thermometer image on them. The temperatures just have the person with the arrows. Yeah, Jam knows what they're doing. Yeah, that is the best possible chance I can give you of succeeding. Just be ready, to try and solve your own personal mechanics. I'm gonna give us a 30-second countdown. Please use raid food. Tanks, please have ether shield slotted. Please slot ether shield. Please be ready to do damage. Be ready to use potions. This fight does start with a raid wide, so as well as a tank buster. All tanks are gonna get in front of the boss on pull. All tanks get in front, hops and mid. All tanks in front with mid. There's that tank buster. After this is a raid wide, ether shield and light mid. Ether shield and light mid. We're gonna start getting our weapon swaps. First up is Static. Get in front of the boss. Get in front of the boss now. After this, casters can pre-position at C. We can get behind the boss. And finally, melee can get out at the flash of light. Get away from the boss at the flash of light. Get away now. And Gap goes back in. We're starting in staff phase. Please pull the boss to the middle. You're gonna get your temperature. You're gonna get a quick march. You're gonna need to quick march yourself towards the meteor that resolves your debuff. And in the middle for proximity damage, light mid, throw a regen. Find the meteor that resolves your debuff and point your force march towards it. Get back in on the boss. Get ready to ether shield and mitigate. I'm taking over as main tank. Ether shield and mitigate. And I'm pointing the boss towards the 3 marker. Get in front of the boss. She should be looking at you. You are looking at her. Get in front of the boss now. Get in front of the boss. The boss is going away. Hold your burst. Boss is gonna reposition and get ready to go away. I will call this safe spot. Please make sure you are at the cardinals of the safe spot. Do not be diagonal. And there she goes. Our first safe spot is 2. Get to 2 or a cardinal of 2. Get to 2, resolve in a cardinal of 2. 2
You're
is
on
safe.
4, you are dead.
Next up, our second safe spot is 3. Be on a 3 or a cardinal of 3 to resolve. 1 is death. 1 is death. 3 or a cardinal of 3. Next up, boss is coming back with a raid line. If you die, remember to use a new re-raiser. Use your burst now. Next up is bow phase. Range can preposition south of 3. Range can preposition south of 3. Boss is gonna move herself back there. Get behind the boss, unlike me. You're gonna get your quick march. All tanks get up front. All tanks up front. You submit with this tank buster. You're getting force march towards the D or B. Point your quick march towards B. Point your quick march towards B. Quick march to B. Healers, if you see someone die in the firewall, rescue them out. You're gonna get your temperature, and we're gonna play the pipe game. This is a normal pattern. This is a normal pattern. Find the arrow that resolves your temperature and walk to where it will end. Boss is coming back with a raid line. Get ready to ether shield and mitigate. Ether shield and mitigate for your party. Boss is going back middle. Get ready to get away from the boss. Get away from the boss at the flash of light. Casters can preposition. Get out now. Get away from the boss. And get back in. You're gonna get your temperature as well as an elemental brand. You will need to walk towards the meteor that resolves your temperature. Add up your brand and element, or find what is opposite of your brand. Stack in the middle, throw a light, regen, and shield. Find the meteor that resolves you, find the safe spot.
Inner corners.
Safe spot is inner corners. Inner white corners are safe. Walk towards the meteor that resolves you. And get ready for a raid line. Make sure you're standing in front of the boss. As there is about to be a frontal safe spot. Also make sure to hold your burst. The boss is going away in just a moment. If both healers are dead, please mark them. If both your healers are dead, please mark them. Boss is about to go away. You're getting a temperature and a brand. Figure out what you need to end up as. You may need to get hit by 2 swings, get hit by 2 different swings. Do not get hit at the same time. Boss is going away now. Our first safe spot is a 2. Get to 2, a cardinal of 2. 2 or a cardinal of 2. 4 is the death. Next safe spot is 4. Get to 4 or a cardinal of 4. If you're already resolved, stand on 4. Otherwise, get to a cardinal of 4. Boss is coming back with a raid wide. Get ready to ether shield and mitigate. At this point, if you have healer LB3, use it. Tanks, ether shield, and mitigate. Healer LB3 if you have it. Use your burst, burn down the boss. Boss is going center, get behind the boss now. Get behind the boss now. We're going to get to the sides or diagonal of the boss. Get to the sides of the boss, get to the left and right of the boss. And then press sprint and run towards a D. Wait for lines to go out. And run towards a D now. Press sprint now. Healers, if you see someone die in the fire, make sure to rescue them. You're gonna get your temperature, an elemental brand, and a force march. We may not see this, but respect it either way. Figure out what you need to get hit by to resolve your brand and be opposite of it. Kill the boss. Kill it. No mechanics. Very nice. We only have a couple dead. Please do not go ahead. Before we go to the queen, there is a secret boss we need to defeat. At this point, if you are new, let's focus on getting your rises first.
I dodged the doom.
Let's go. There is a DC in Party C, so healers, please be ready to pick them up. At this time, if you are new, please come to the C waymark. If you're new, come to the C waymark. If this is your first time beating TA. D was the area that was safe from the firewall. Is that all the new people on C? I think there's one dead maybe, potentially. Yep, okay, Kira, once you are up, come to the C waymark. So, in order to progress in the instance, we do need to walk into one of the traps. So what I'm going to do is all new people follow me. We're going to gather around but not walk into a trap. Make sure to get around the trap but do not walk into it. Make sure you are not walking into the trap, just be near it, right next to it. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and gather around. I'm gonna do a 10-second countdown. Once this is over, we're gonna walk into the trap together. You can go ahead and get nice up and close to the trap, make sure you get hit by it. And walk in. This is a race to see who the first person to get over there is. Fun fact about this mini, if you are Lalafell, you are the tallest race now. Lalafells are taller than any other race while minied. You're gonna go ahead and walk down. You're gonna jump on the button, and then go through the gate at the end. Alron cheating, SMH. Go ahead and walk through the gate and walk forward a little bit. Just walk forward a little bit, it will unlock the gate for all of us. You can walk forward more at this. Just walk towards the statue. Look at that. Okay, do not go ahead once you go through the loading zone. Once you go through the loading zone, stop moving forward. Once you go through the loading zone, please stop moving forward. There are traps ahead.
I found poison. Don't go ahead. Do not go ahead. Do not go ahead. I'm going to find the one on the bridge because I know there's an explosion there.
Okay, go ahead and hog the wall to the right, coming down. Hog the wall to the right, coming down. You know what, just for fun, let me...
Do not run to the middle. Yep.
Oh,
Hug the wall.
yeah, do not
That's-
walk in the middle. Hug the wall. Okay, they got back up. They got better. That's fine. Hug the wall and come down to the Stig Arena. Let me
I have a question, Opalt.
Yeah.
Are there any... Do you know if there are any parties that have 2 casters with C4? Yeah, someone just asked in Yell.
Probably why?
If there's if there's a party that has 2 casters with C4, our caster is in Chainspell Font of Magic, and we need C4, because people are dying to damage.
Can I have... Is there any party with 2 Cure 4 casters? If your party has 2 Cure 4 casters, please say so. It is why it is important to bring the necessary actions. As I said at the start, all casters are assumed to be the Cure 4 caster, unless you have another one in your party. Do I have any healers with 10 sucker stacks then? Lorianne, I know you do. Are you solo healing?
I have a partner. There's Frono Diavolo in my party.
Okay, do you mind swapping into party D with one of their healers?
Sure.
And you will have to do the healing since there, I believe, are no spare Cure 4 casters.
Zelly will be swapping.
Oh, Sally will... Okay, perfect. So Lorianne, drop party. What party were you in?
In party E.
Okay, party E, you're going to be picking up a Zelly. If Zelly could step back towards the back of the bridge. Thank you. Party E can pick up Zelly, and Party D can pick up Lorianne, who, if you could also step back. Make it nice and easy to get targeted. Party E is picking up a Zelly, Party D is picking up Lorianne. Lorianne, if you could step back on the bridge if you're not already picked up.
I am ready.
Perfect. Okay, we're gonna do quick setup and explanations for Minnow. I think I might have the setup stuff, maybe?
I do.
Probably.
I'll put it down.
Wait, let's see, I might have it, hold on.
Okay.
I don't, okay, yep, go ahead. Perfect. Thank you, okay. What I need a tank on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tanks on 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 tank on each marker, potentially 2. Need a tank on the 3-way mark. Any tank can do it. Kimmy, perfect. So, out of you 4 tanks, are any of you new? Are any of you 4 tanks new? Would any of you like off tanks? If you'd like an off tank, please say so and I will provide. The off, okay, so the off, during SIG, the 4 tanks that I have here are going to be pulling some ads. The off tank will invuln traps for them. If you don't have an off tank, you have to invuln the traps yourself. So the off tank is also just there to back up in case the main tank dies. No, you have to pop your invuln and run through them. Okay, I will off tank for Stern. Do I have another tank who can off tank for Kimmy? Robia, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mark the tanks. 1 is north, 2 is east, 3 is south, and 4 is west. Additionally, I'm marking the off tanks. They are offset by 4. Oh, this is like a limit code or something. Okay, additionally, I need healers on a B and D. B is for Beflect, D is for Dispel. B is for Beflect, D is for Dispel. If you have Reflect, stand on B, Dispel on D. If you have both, you can stand in between the two. You need a couple healers. Healers should have plenty of Reflect, plenty of Dispel. You can also use Light Crins instead of a Reflect. Healers with Light Crit or Reflect. I'd like one more healer with Light Crit or Reflect. Mez, okay. Mez, you will be a pseudo healer, I guess. So, let me do quick stay explanations that I have roles assigned. First of all, unless you are on B or D, you will be on the outside ring. Unless you are on the B or D marker currently, you will be on the outside ring. Everyone who does not have a marker above their heads or who is not on the markers can stand on the 3 marker at the start of the ads phase. This boss, you may see the Sigilok Lord in front of you, but this boss is more about the ads phase. The main boss isn't really all that threatening as long as you're paying attention and not goofing off. Sorry about that. Yeah, you were starting towards the south during the ads phase if you were not assigned a role. And there will be tanks bringing you ads. These ads are very slow, and if they attack, if they manage to hit you, they will give you a doom stack. Your job as one of the 1, 2, 3, or 4 tanks is to turn on your stance at the start of ads phase, and you will pull them out towards the 1, 2, 3, or 4 marker and then kite them around. Make sure you are not getting hit by them, as it does, once again, give you ruin stacks. If you are a healer on a B or D, you are going to be starting once ads phase starts on the inside ring. You will need to pop Reflect and stand under the balls of fire if you are a healer with Reflect. Or if you're a healer with Dispel, you will need to find the balls of earth, use Dispel on them, and then use an attack on them. Finally, if you were not assigned a role, your job is to be part of the murder ball. If you're on golems, you're very familiar with this concept. You're gonna sit at the southway mark and kill whatever ads are brought to you. You're gonna start by killing the south one, then the one that's coming from the east, then the one that's coming from the north, then the one that's coming from the west. The tanks will be rotating clockwise. It's also very important that you save your burst until the ads phase starts. Once again, this boss is very non-threatening outside of the ads phase, where it can very easily end up with a ton of deaths or a wipe. If you're an off tank, your job is to take the traps for your tank with your invuln. You will rotate with your tank, and whenever entrapment is cast, you will invuln and run from one cardinal to the next. For example, if you're the off tank at north, you'll rotate with your tank from 1 towards 2, then when entrapment is cast, you'll pop invuln and run from the 2-way mark to the 3-way mark. If you are solo tanking, you will do that process yourself. During entrapment, it's very important that before and during entrapment, all players stay south unless you are one of the main roles. If you're one of the DPS or part of the murder ball, stay towards the 3-way mark, as the long stretch between cardinals will all be unsafe. Finally, there are a couple mechanics that everyone needs to respect, both the tanks with a roll, as well as the DPS murder ball and the healers. First of all, there is Fateful Words. This cast of Fateful Words will give everyone a debuff, either Sacrificial Pull or Wanderer, either Sacrifice or Wanderer. If you have the Sacrifice debuff, you will get pulled towards the boss once it activates. What you'll need to do is, if you see on the ground, please step away from the three-way marker for a second. If you look on the ground, there are these little notches in it, see, if you can see here. There are going to be notches in the death walls. You're going to need to stand either on the inside or outside. If you're getting pulled, you need to stand on the outside notch. The boss is going to pull you in like it's slurping down spaghetti, like in the icon. If you have the push, your icon is going to look like he is coming to get you. You're going to need to stand on the inside notch. He's going to come and get you and push you back. If you have the push debuff and you're on the outside part, you're going to get pushed into the death wall. If you're pulling, you'll get pulled into the death wall. If you are not on the notch, you will go into the death wall. Please make sure when I say to do your words, you are resolving this debuff. Go ahead and wiggle around, make sure to move. Additionally, there are a couple mechanics. For example, once again for entrapment, please make sure you are on a cardinal. It's easier just to stay towards the south. When I call to get into a notch, it doesn't matter which notch you get into for Devastating Bolt. You just need to get into any notch. After Devastating Bolt, there will be AoEs under your feet, so please make sure to move out of them after Devastating Bolt. Once again, for the Stigmawk Lord, I'll just main tank it. All other tanks, please have stance off. If you are one of the 1, 2, 3, or 4 tanks, please have your stance on at the start of Ad's phase. Otherwise, just please respect mechanics and hold your burst until Ad's phase. Our number one goal is to get out of Ad's phase as fast as possible, with as few deaths as possible, so please make sure you're respecting mechanics and killing. If you have any questions, if you have any questions, ask them. Otherwise, come to the three-way mark. Okay, so if you are a healer, I had you stand on B or D. B is for Reflect, D is for Dispel. If you're reflecting, you're going to look for the balls of fire. You're going to stand under them in order to reflect their damage back onto them. If you don't stand under them, it explodes and gives us all a a ruin stack. If you were on the D-way marker, you were dispelling. You're going to find the balls of earth. You will use Dispel and then attack them. If they live for too long, then they will give us all a ruin stack. Once the stone skin that you were dispelling is gone, they die to even just a damage over time tick. So it's very easy if you're a white mage, for example, just dispel and then immediately use Dia and kill it. Are there any other questions? If not, please come up to the three-way mark. Okay, looks like we're all ready. We're gonna do a 30-second countdown. Once again, please hold your burst. Go ahead and use food. Hold your burst, only use like your 30-second cooldown. Once again, I will be maintaining the boss until Ad's phase. Once Ad's phase starts, hex 1 through 4, please turn on stance. Away from the front of the boss, there is a cleaving tankmaster. Once this goes off, locate your arm's length and surecast. Press your knockback immunity, arm's length surecast, and walk towards the boss. Get in towards the boss, and dodge Conal Wax. Dodge the whacks, don't get whacked. Get away from the boss. Get all the way out. This is huge. 15 yalms. If you can gap close, you are not far enough. Get back in. Get to your positions. Hex 1 through 4 stance on. Get ready to pull minnows. Healers inside. DPS on 3. Pull your adds. Pull them out. Pull your adds. Pull them out. Now kite them around towards the next cardinal. Entrapment is casting. Get into a cardinal now. Get into a cardinal, or you might just die. Tanks, go ahead and sweep. Keep pulling minnows. Do your words. Do your words. Do your words. Get pushed or pulled. Do your words. To resolve your debuffs. Do your words. Keep killing ads. Get into a notch, get into a notch, any notch, get into a notch, any notch. You can now move away from south, get out of the puddles under your feet. Keep killing the ads. Next up, you're gonna get these words, but they are not going to resolve immediately. Kill the last Sigmalock monk. Get into a notch. Get into a notch now. Make sure to move out of the AoEs under your feet. Do your words, do your words, do your words. Get pushed or pulled, do your words. Get into a notch, do your words. Boss is coming back with a raid wide. Get back in there, deal some damage. Healers focus on arising the dead. Light raid wide, focus on arising the dead. This no longer has an enrage. If you get a rapid bolt, make sure to take it out and away. If you have a marked AoE, take it out and away towards the edge of the arena. And get out of the puddle it leads. Next up, everyone can get out and away from the boss. Get out and away, all the way out. This is bigger than you think. If you can gap close, you're too close. Get back in there. 2 more sets of rapid bolts. Take them out and away. Take rapid bolts out and away. 1 more set of rapid bolts. Take them out and away. After everyone else can stack up, and go ahead and stack up to beat this proximity marker. Get away from proximity, about half the arena away. Get back in and dodge whacks. Dodge whacks, don't get whacked. Dodge whacks, don't get whacked. Start building your gauge for the queen. Build your gauge. Don't pop arm's length, pop surecast. Arm's length surecast now. Oh wait, no, this is the tank buster. Get away from the main tank. It might go on walkies, it might not, who knows. Now kill the boss, this is where you actually knock back, but we're not gonna see it. I believe that is all dead. Arise, go ahead and grab your personal spoils. Down there you can see some very helpful, very useful markers that I placed myself. I went down there and placed them one by one. Enjoy your cutscene. I think it's actually just the same as normal mode, but still. Gonna wait for everyone to watch their cutscene. Real quick, I'm gonna start doing tank stuff.
I can.
Okay, you can solo, perfect. Go ahead and jump for me, or put a marker on yourself or something. There you go. Melee, your physical mimic is trusty B. Go ahead and mimic them. Okay, tanks, this is where you slot shell and give it back out to people. Go ahead and slot your shell and give it back out to people. If you need shell, please stand behind the purple line. Once you have it, get in front of the purple line.
Once again, I'm just gonna do the thing of re-raise check. I don't know if there's anyone who still has lost re-raise, but if you need a re-raiser, go ahead, stand on A. People who have it may get you one, they may not.
Yeah, if you do have a lost re-raise, please do give it out to new people. They need it, it will help them a lot. So welcome to Queen. Queen is almost entirely a caller check. Most of the mechanics can literally just be called out by one person. So I'm just going to explain to you the things that I cannot necessarily solve just for you. First of all, tanks, please make sure once you give everyone a shell, you swap back to Ether Shield. You will need an Ether Shield for this encounter. Additionally, this is where healers, if you slotted Dispel for Stig, you will still need that Dispel. So please make sure if your healer slotted Dispel, you are slotting Dispel back. We do have one tank taking all the tank busters, so the tank busters are nothing to worry about. Unless Carter fucks up, but I assume that you have skill just in case.
I don't, but if I need, I'll get the first one. If I fuck up the second one, I'll tell you to pick it up.
Okay, I have skill myself, so...
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll count my favorite numbers, people, just for you.
People.
Yeah, please make sure tanks have Ether Shield, healers Dispel. Quick mechanics to go over. Most important is during Super Chess. During Super Chess, the boss is going to go away, and there's going to be a chess mechanic like in normal mode. This time, however, you're going to have 2 movement debuffs. Either a 2, 3, or 4, you're going to have 2 of them. What you're going to need to do is add them up. For example, if you have a 3 and a 4, that is a total of 7. When I call it, I am telling people with certain totals to go certain places. For example, I may say something like 5s to D, 6s to the corner, and 7s to 3. What that means is that if you add up your debuffs, if you have a 5, you'll go to D. If you have a 6, you'll go to the corner right here where I'm jumping, or the opposite corner, diagonal on the arena. And if you have a 7, you'll go to 3. All calls will sound something like that for Super Chess. If you're a vet and you would like to help people out, once you get to your spot, you can put a marker above your head, either a 5, a 6, or a 7, to show people where to go. If you're lost, you can always look for those people. Yeah, as Lorian says, black and the black tiles will always have 5 and 7. 6 will always be on a white tile. It will always be a total of 5, 6, or 7, as the most you can get is a 4 and a 3. The least you can get is a 2 and a 3. Yeah, once you add those up and get to your starting positions, you're gonna wait for that debuff to lock in. Once you have dots above your head, you'll either have 2, 3, or 4 dots based on your first debuff. You're gonna walk into the column I say and then up the column I say. You're gonna walk until the dots above your head disappear. If you keep walking and you go a tile too far, you'll have a big red spike above your head. If you have that, you need to immediately walk back squares until it goes away. If that spike goes off, you will instantly die to the doom. There will be a glowing safe tile. After the second set of movements, you will always want to end in that safe tile. So you'll do your first movements, you'll get locked in place, and then no matter what, you will move to the safe tile on the second movement. If you go outside the safe tile, even if you're correct, you're probably just gonna die.
Oh,
So it's
yeah,
highly
die.
recommended. Yeah, you will die. So go to the safe spot, no matter what. Other than that, lots of Queen's Guard mechanics repeat. Just kind of listen to the caller. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a shape above my head. I may call something like go to the safety circle. Some of the mechanics are kind of hard to call with markers. Not every tile has a good way to call it. So I may just say to go to the circle marker. If I do call that, I recommend to focus targeting myself. If you don't focus target me, there is a chance that you may not see the circle because of all the people. So I highly recommend selecting myself and focus targeting. If something I say sounds wrong, like you hear it and it goes, and you go, wow, that sounds really dumb, you should follow Carter instead. She'll probably be right.
If you call something wrong, I will correct it.
Okay, that too. There you go. But yeah. Other than that, mostly just a color check. Tanks, please slot Ether Shield. All tanks should have Ether Shield. If we get far enough, I will ask the off tanks to also make sure to have Ether Shield slotted. When I call that, that is because there needs to be 2 Ether Shields back to back. Otherwise, if you're ready, come jump on the circle. If you have any questions, please ask them. But again, pretty much everything is just Queen's Guard mechanics and color check. Oh, right, that is one other thing. So, at this point, I asked everyone to bring a couple light curtains, and that is because of this fight. About halfway through the fight, as well as later into the fight, there will be a mechanic known as God Save the Queen. This is a heavy raid wide, after which she will spawn a bunch of lightning orbs and gain a bunch of buffs. During this, I will ask people with light curtains to stand under an orb. I will tell you when to pop your light curtain, and then I will tell you to stand under an orb. If you do not have a light curtain, I'm not gonna call where is safe. I'm just gonna call to stand under an orb. So if you don't have a light curtain, stay away from orbs. Yeah, once that mechanic happens, I'm also gonna ask healers to dispel. That is when you use that to spell. And then I'm gonna ask everyone to get into a bubble that spawns. There are gonna be a bunch of big bubbles that the lightning orbs create once they are exploded. You're gonna need to stand in one of those. Yep, you're gonna wanna pop a light curtain and then stand under one of the big purple orbs. If you don't have a light curtain, stand far away from all orbs. But make sure to get in the bubble after it is created. With that said, I'm gonna go and start a 30-second countdown. Everyone turn off their stance except for Carter. Please make sure your stance is off unless you are Carter Valentine. Oh yeah, also remember light curtain is a GCD, so if you press it and you're trying to press a spell, it may not go off, so please make sure you are holding your GCD for it. Staying alive is more important than a little bit more damage. I'm gonna start a 30-second countdown. Please make sure you have food active. Food is a big damage buff. Please have potions ready. Have light curtains ready on your hotbar. We're gonna want to open with big damage. Be ready to use big damage. Going in 5 seconds. This does start with a raid fight, so get ready to mid for your parties. Get ready to Ether Shield and mitigate. Tanks, Ether Shield and mitigate now. Ether Shield and mitigate. Next up, we are entering Super Chats. Or sorry, Chats 1, not Super Chats. I may say some stuff. It is not calling markers. It is calling columns like chess. 3, 5. Okay, flipping for north-south. We are going to south. Stand on the back half of the C waymark. Stand on the back half of the C waymark. Back half of the C waymark. Back row is not safe. Back row is not safe. Next up, you can stay in the middle column. Stay in the middle column now. Next up is our first tank cluster. Hunter is going to invul. Next up is a raid wide ether shield mitigate. Ether shield mitigate raid wide. The bot is about to go away, so hold any burst you may have left. The boss is going away. We're gonna point our cameras either north or south. Point your camera towards the north. Camera towards the north. Back is safe, wall is safe. 6s to the corner, 7s to 3. 5s to D. 5s to D, 6s to the corner, 7s to 3. 5s to D, 6s to the corner, 7s to 3. 5s to D, 6s to the corner, 7s to 3. Wait for those dots to appear. Walk into and up the 4 column. Walk until your dots disappear. If you have a red spike, move back a square. Red spikes, move back a square. Red spike, move back a square. Next up, you're going to walk into that shiny blue gold tile no matter what. Walk into the shiny gold tile no matter what. Get in here, stack up, hold hands.
Hey, Vault.
Yeah, I've got it.
Thank you.
Also coming back with a heavy raid wire. Get ready to ether shield and mitigate anything you have. Ether shield mitigate any mid you have. Ether shield mitigate any mid you have. Get ready with your light curtains. I will tell you when to pop it. Get ready with your light curtains now. Once that 70 gauge hits 100, you're gonna pop those light curtains. Pop your light curtains now. If you have one, stand under an orb. Stand under an orb with reflect if you have it. Get under a bubble and dispel. Get under a bubble now. Get under a bubble. Next up is our first Queen's Guard mechanic. This is gonna be a Mustadio mechanic with tethers. Go and check for a tether now. Check for a tether now. Tethers will go to wind, rest to purple, but wait, we're going towards a cardinal direction first. We are going towards C. Go towards C. Tethers to wind, rest to purple. Tethers to wind, rest to purple. Point your gap towards the gunner, towards A. Point your gap towards the gunner, towards A. Now to a turret you're aligned with. Next up is an invuln check. About to go away, hold your 2-minute burst. Hold your burst. Don't use it. We're gonna aim to burst the boss once she comes back from being invulnerable. Go and stack up in the middle of the arena. Stack up in the middle, hold your burst. Okay, we're going bowling. Do not stand in the way of the knight. We are standing. Get knocked towards D. Get knocked between D and A. Stand on the circle waymark. Get knocked towards D and A. We're fine. Next up we're going towards... Carter, help.
I'm on the floor.
2.
Two.
Go towards 2. Go to 2. Go to 2. We should be fine. That is my bad. Raid wide ether shield mitigate. Raid wide ether shield mitigate. Okay, use your big burst. Boss, next up is Super Chest. We're gonna be doing Super Chest, but again. If both pillars are dead, please mark them with a chain. Point your camera towards the north. Back is safe, wall is safe. 6s to the corner, 7s to 3, 5s to D. Same spots. 6s to the corner, 7s to 3, 5s to D. 6s to the corner, 7s to 3, 5s on the circle. Wait for those dots to lock in. Wait for the dots to lock in. Walk into and up the 4 column until your dots disappear. Walk into and up the 4 column until your dots disappear. Spikes move back. Spike move back. If you have a spike, move back. Get into the gold tile now. Get into the gold tile no matter what. If you died, pop a new razor if you have them. Healers, as soon as this mechanic is over, we're using LB3 if you have it. Carter, do you have Inmol?
No.
Okay. I got it then. Healer LB3 if you have it. Healer LB3 if you have it. Can you provoke? I'm about to slack. Healer LB3 if you have it. Oh, I don't need to, nice. Go ahead and stack up on the A marker. Stack up on A. Stack up on A. We're gonna be staying under the night. That drops on us towards one of the sides. Stay under the night towards the west. Towards the west. Stay under the night towards the west. Under towards the west. Dodge the bouncing bullet turrets. These bounce once, twice, or thrice. On the circle is safe. Circle is safe. Pop light curtains and stand under an orb. Light curtains now, stand under an orb. Get ready to dispel. Stand under a bubble and dispel. Next up is our last mechanic before Soft Enrage. Braid Wide, Ether Shield, Mitigate. Ether Shield and Mitigate. Your force, this is your chance to shine. This is a bomb mechanic. Go ahead and locate your Surecast or Arm's Length, you're gonna need it. Locate your Arm's Length or Surecast, you will need it. Bombs are gonna drop. Check for a tether, check for a tether. Tethers will go to large, rest to small. Tethers to large, rest to small. Pop your knockback immunity now. Tethers to large, rest to small, knockback immunity. Stand still, sheath your weapon, do nothing. Stand still, sheath your weapon. If you were tethered to move where a bomb just fell. If you were tethered to move where a bomb just fell. Boss is coming back with Soft Enrage. Off takes slot Ether Shield. All the damage we can get here. Last chance. Ether Shield now. Ether Shield and Mitigate. Big heals out now. Need big heals. Tank 2, Ether Shield and Mitigate. Tank LB1 if you have it. Any damage you have needs to come out now. This is a clear still, just keep pumping. Let's block this to keep doing damage. Use whatever burst you may have. Burn her down, this is maybe, no, this is, we are not beating Enrage, unfortunate. You hate to see it. Okay, so, you now have all made it towards Queen. At this point, you now all qualify to enter a Reclear group. If you would like to join a Reclear, I have one. At some point, I think next, like, Tuesday? Yeah, I have one on the 5th next Tuesday. Or you could come back next week where we will try again. I hope you all learned a lot. Obviously, it's unfortunate we don't clear, but the point of AnyProg is that we are here to learn. Thank you all for coming out. There will be another one next week. Same time, same place.